Welcome back to Ghosting with Anya. I'm your host, Anya Smith, also the author of Anya's Ghost Stories Volume 1 and Volume 2, The Return of the Dead. Hi, baby.
I need spaghetti sauce.
I know. My husband said he wants spaghetti sauce. Sure, you can buy it at the store.
Yes, I could.
Like, literally a baker. Tonight, so just want to say welcome back. Thanks for supporting this channel and thank you for subscribing. So we have a new story for you guys. It is called The Orchard House Phone. This is like something new. So today was pretty long day. I was hanging out with, Fearless, but I, just hung out at his place for a while. Then Leah came over and the three of us went out to eat. We actually went to Village Inn restaurant. It's actually closer to our house here. So, but yeah, we had lunch. Then we picked up Fearless's client. Then I got dropped off back at this house. This is my house. So this room here is my studio. It's also an office/studio. And I have my kitty right here on my right side. On the left side is my husband, Chris.
Yeah.
So I hope you guys are, ready for the new story. Chris and I went for a walk, like around 6 p.m., got home by 7, just walked around neighborhood, just around. So, but anyway, tomorrow our new couch and my dresser is coming.
No, Thursday. Tomorrow's Wednesday.
Well, yeah. Well, actually, our other stuff is coming tomorrow.
Nothing's coming tomorrow except your stool.
The only thing that is coming tomorrow is my stepping stool for the basement because I cannot get all of my clothes out of the washer because it's very deep and I can't get them all in. I have to tiptoe, like stand on my toes to get all of that. Well, once the stool comes, I don't need to step on my toes anymore. I can step on the stool and I can grab all of our shit and then put them in the dryer. So Thursday is actually the couch and the dresser comes. But tomorrow, for me, that little dryer cleaner blue tube thing that is coming as well. So it'll be at my house soon. I get the notifications. You can actually buy this stuff on TikTok. So you can go on TikTok, shop, and find what you want, and you can put your address in, your whole information on it, so you'll know what you're getting, and you can check it out and start buying stuff. So your card number, your address, that sort of thing. But yes. So I decided to buy the dryer cleaner thing. It's really cool. I actually bought it for the first time on TikTok a week ago. And a lot of videos I have seen, and they just show it every time I scroll through. And there it is. And they show people get what they need if they have a lot of problems with the washers and dryers. They get something like that to get your washer cleaned and dryer cleaned properly. We actually gonna get the washer machine tablets. You can also get that on TikTok Shop, and you can also get it on Amazon as well. Hopefully, my husband will order them.
Yes.
So that way we can keep our washer clean as well, including the dryer that can like get rid of all the dust, like the lint dust thing. Kind of like your pet clothes, from your fur, like from your pet's fur. It gets kind of stuck, and this is why we need one of those things. So it's the only way to get them. You can get them at the TikTok Shop. You can get them only on Amazon as well. So 2 places, TikTok Shop and Amazon. Anyway, we are getting ready for the new story. I hope you guys are ready. So get your ears ready and your opinions and all your stories as well, and your emotions, of course. Get ready. So we are in episode 159. And we are going to start reading the story. And if you have any opinions and if you have any comments about it, all you got to do is leave me a comment down below. And now, so let's get started on the story. Welcome back to Ghosting with Anya. And I hope you guys are ready. So let's get started on the story. So get something to drink. I have my pop here because I get thirsty a lot when I talk too much. So just sit back and relax. Please click like, share, and subscribe to Ghosting with Anya. And let's get ready for the story. So let's get started. Noah bought the house in late October because the price was suspiciously low. And he told himself that meant opportunity rather than warning. It stood beyond the edge of town near an abandoned orchard, a narrow 2-story place with peeling white paint and a kitchen big enough to imagine a better life inside. Noah was recently divorced, newly practical, and determined to see the house as a project rather than a symbol of what had gone wrong elsewhere. The realtor mentioned patchy wiring and outdated plumbing, but nothing that couldn't be fixed over time. What she did not mention, what Noah found only after moving in, was that black rotary telephone mounted on the kitchen wall. The line should have been dead. The company had long since disconnected service to the property, yet on his second night in the house, the phone rang. Wow. I think Noah somehow figured that out, maybe when he sees somehow a phone in the old house that he just moved into. He's trying to get it updated, apparently, but like, he didn't even think about that phone until it started to ring and gives him chills and all that. So I don't have a phone that looks like from 1960s or 50s or 70s. I don't really have it because we're not from 1950s or whatever. So we are in the 21st century. We don't need house phones anymore, people. We can only carry cell phones. It's way better. So we've got our cell phones. That way you guys can, check the maps and other places to go through, GPSs on it, and social media, especially all the contact lists you've got on your phone, and pictures, especially with the medical stuff as well. So this is why. This is why we prefer cell phones in the modern version, which is like 21st century of it. So this is why. We used to have a house phone, but it's gotten so expensive. We decided to get rid of our house phone and keep the cell phones. So we also got rid of the regular channels to watch internet, either regular channels or internet. We got rid of the internet for a while, but now I got both. Well, regular channels whenever, but we got live TV in our actual big TV that we have in our living room downstairs. So we got both, except for the house phone. We don't really need a landline. It's way too expensive. This is why we prefer cell phones, and we pay for it once a month on the first. I pay my cell phone once a month first. Way better. It cost me like $4. It's way better than over $1,000. That sort of thing. So, but for Noah, it's a bit different. He lives in a different era, I guess, in a different timeline. So let's continue on the story. We're already in 10 minutes of this video on this episode. So it did not ring like a modern phone. It clanged, sharp and metallic, with a physical urgency that cut through the whole kitchen. Noah stared at it for 3 rings before picking up, already annoyed by what he assumed was some electrical malfunction. On the line, he heard not static, but a woman's breathing, and then a voice asking, "Has he left yet?" Noah thought someone was pranking him or had somehow crossed lines from another service. "Wrong number," he said, and hung up. 10 seconds later, the phone rang again. Same voice, same question, but tighter. Now with anxiety, "Please tell me if he's still there." Noah unplugged the wall cord, which should have ended the matter entirely. The phone rang a 3rd time anyway. Well, that's even creepier than that.
Very creepy.
If you unplug the landline that hasn't worked in centuries,
Yes.
it's like it's still working, but even though it's unplugged,
Yep.
it's no longer on a surface.
True.
We used to have a landline, but then it got so expensive, we just couldn't do it anymore.
Yep.
We decided to have our cell phones instead.
Yes.
So cell phones are way better than landlines.
Mm-hmm.
Because I remember in 1970s, did have a landline because they didn't have cell phones back then. They also used a public telephone booths to call their friends and family, emergencies as well for the ambulance. Or they can also go to other places use library phones or whoever had the landline. But cell phones were not invented until, I don't know, 1980s, I think. Literally, they didn't. But now we have these versions of cell phones, which is like these. These are modern and way better. You get to surf through the social media, all the internet stuff, YouTube, Facebook, all the streaming apps. You can go on TikTok, Instagram, Snapchat, I think. You can go on WhatsApp and list all the people's names and phone numbers on it, and you get to video call them and talk to them, say with the family members only. I talk to my family members, not just my friend here. Well, my friend is at home right now. Get him ready for me to call him after this. Hopefully, he's probably doing his homework or whatever.
Yep.
So, anyway, these cell phones are way better than the landlines. I clearly don't like landlines anymore. So, this is why I prefer touch phones like that. I used to have a flip phone, like a Verizon flip phone, but it's all good now. So anyway, let's continue on the story. So by morning, irritation had become unease. Noah asked the lineman who came to inspect the eternal hookup whether any current should still reach that wall set. The man laughed at first, then stopped when he saw the kitchen phone for himself. According to the records, the line serving that address had been decommissioned years earlier. That thing shouldn't do anything but collect dust, he said. Noah removed the receiver and set it in a drawer. That night, the bell rang from inside the drawer, hard enough to make the utensils jump. When he answered, the same woman whispered, "He went into the orchard." Then the line filled with the faint sound of wind through branches and something heavier moving between trees. I'm guessing there's a lot of paranormal stuff going on. Clearly, it can be very freaky at any time. So, if you ever been to orchard, like to the tree or something like that, if you ever seen anything in it, let me know if you ever had this kind of thing. So, my sweet kitty. Why don't you go take a nappy nap? Tally, nap time, baby. Yeah, I'm trying to get my cat to go night-night, so she usually likes to go sleep. So, anyway, this is what Noah has gotten uncomfortable now because of the landline, like the 1960s version, the phone that was hanging on the wall, probably in the kitchen. So anyway, if you ever seen anything like that, let me know in the comments down below. But this is just even freakier than ever. All right, let's continue on the story. Noah went to town for answers because old houses rarely stay cheap without local knowledge attached at the diner. An elderly waitress named Gwen recognized the address before he finished asking. She told him the house had once belonged to a farming family during the years when the orchard still produced enough fruit to matter. One winter, the husband reportedly left the house after an argument and headed into the orchard during a freeze. His wife, unable to find him in the dark, tried calling the neighbors and the local exchange repeatedly, begging anyone to check whether he had passed the lane. He was found the next day near the old pump shed, dead from exposure of injury, depending on who told it. The phone stayed in the kitchen long after the widow moved out. Some owners removed it. It always came back either in storage, in a closet, or remounted on the wall. She still calls some nights. Gwen said wiping the counter mostly when weather turns. Noah considered ripping the phone out of entirely. Instead, he left it and told himself he needed more evidence before destroying original fixtures. That was the logic he used when fear had not yet admitted itself. Then came the first frost storm of November. The orchard groaned outside under wind, and around 11:40, the phone began ringing before the power even flickered. Noah answered on the fourth ring. The woman sounded frantic, now speaking over him as though not hearing his replies. He took the lantern. I can't see where he turned. If he's at the shed, tell him the ladder's gone. Noah opened his mouth to say he wasn't part of this, but the sentence died when he heard far off on the line the crack of wood and a man shouting once in pain, then silence. When Noah looked out the kitchen window, he saw a small moving light in the orchard where no one should have been walking. Yeah, this is a lot creepier than ever. So I hope you guys are brave enough to listen to this story, and I hope that this makes any sense to you guys. Let me know if this actually does make sense. I'm still trying to process that. All the stories that I have, I'm processing one full year, because I've been doing this for one full year of the stories, because I have like over 200 episodes. So we are in episode 159, and well, this just makes a lot sense a bit, but I just want you guys to know that this is kind of like creepypasta, but it's not. These are just stories. It can make a portal to spirit world, and I'm not summoning anything, so sorry about that. My cat clearly likes to, I don't know, do something. Okay, sorry about that. My cat just decided to, I don't know, mess with something. I don't like it when she does that. So maybe the cat should probably stay downstairs. on the couch. Even though I love her company, I just don't like her messing with all my shit here, especially on the laptop or knocking this computer mouse here that I'm using right now. So, anyway, let's continue on the story. I hope you guys are here to give me some stories and maybe some uh, comments, like good ones, maybe, or anything that's creepy. All you gotta do is just leave me a comment below and see what you guys think. Anyway, let's continue on. We are in 26 minutes. So, right. Anyway, every rational thought told him to stay inside. Every human impulse toward unfinished emergencies pushed the other way. He grabbed his coat, flashlight, and the heavy old lantern left by the back door, more as a prop than as a necessity. The orchard rows were narrower. Then they looked from the window branches scraped as he followed the moving light. It kept just ahead of him, bobbing between trunks toward the collapsed pump. Oh, sorry about that, guys. Yeah. Okay. Got it. Okay. At the far edge, there in the lee of the rotted structure, he found a patch of disturbed earth, and half buried under branches, an old broken ladder rung jutting from the snow. The moment his flashlight beam touched it, the kitchen phone began ringing behind him. Impossible, distant, but clearly ringing from the house. The lantern light ahead stopped moving. A male voice, exhausted and thin, said from somewhere near the shed, "Tell her I didn't mean to leave angry." Noah did not answer until he was back in the kitchen, wet and shaking and furious at how natural the impossible had begun to feel. The phone rang once more. He picked up. The woman was crying quietly, not hysterically. Now only spent. Noah,
I think I left them in the kitchen.
And I forgot to lock the door.
said the only thing he could think of. He said he didn't mean to leave angry. For several seconds, there was no sound at all. Then the woman inhaled sharply, like someone who had been holding a years.
He looks happy to see you.
"Thank you," she whispered.
He's home.
The line went dead. The kitchen went still. The phone never rang again. After that storm, Noah kept it on the wall anyway. Not because he wanted a souvenir of haunting, but because some objects deserve to remain where they finished their last honest conversation. That is so sweet how Noah decided to keep the landline phone on the wall instead of destroying it. I mean, if I were him, maybe I would want to keep it, but at the same time, I want it gone because it doesn't work anymore. So if I were Noah, maybe I would definitely help the spirit reunite them together, even though the woman died of a heartbroken and a husband left the house angry into the orchard, and somehow he was found dead the next morning. I think he went to the shed for something. Somehow he died from exposure. I don't know, like a snowstorm probably, or any kind of storm. That I have no idea which one is it. I'm guessing the snowstorm. We'll have to find out more about it when we do the questions, including answers. We are in 31 minutes right now, so get ready for the questions. Let me know what you guys think, and we'll try and figure out the answers to the questions of the story. Let's continue on. Months later, while clearing brush near the shed in spring, Noah found an old metal lantern buried beneath leaves and a rusted farm ledger in a tin box. Inside the ledger was a folded note, never mailed, written by the wife the morning after the search began. If he comes back cold and stubborn, I will forgive him before the kettle boils. Let someone tell him that first. Noah sat on the ground with the letter in his hands longer than he admitted to anyone. He had bought the house to fix something external, paint, pipes, shingles, value instead. He had inherited the final relay in a marriage argument so old it had become whether some homes are haunted by what the dead cannot say. Others are haunted by what the living never got a chance to hear back. Yeah, this is really freaky, but I think that Noah did the right thing to talk to the dead. I mean, I think Noah somehow was chosen for this. So, yeah. Hey, Tally, what are you doing, sweet baby? Mama's here. Yeah, Mama's here, baby. Okay, so the story's finally done. Now let's get started on the questions. If you guys have a lot of questions, let me know in the comments what you guys think. What do you think about the story?
It's a good story.
Did it give you any chills?
A little bit.
I think it gives me a lot of chills. Every story I have read for the past year gave me a lot of chills. So that's because I had a bit short stories and short questions with answers. Videos were like a little bit short. Some can be longer. If you guys wish to, let me know. If you guys wish for my videos to be longer, let me know. And I got longer questions. So, like 10 questions, 10 answers. I can go even more than that if you wish for me to do it. We can. It just takes time. So, all right, let's get started on the questions because we got 10 questions, 10 answers. If you have any questions and any opinions, now's the time to leave me a comment down below. Would you have answered the old wall phone after the first call?
Yes.
We definitely probably would, yes. If I ever saw this phone like attached to the actual wall, maybe I might keep it, I might not, but it depends if I want this whole thing. But in that case, I might answer it, I might not. If my phone calls comes through my cell phone, I probably still would answer any phone calls. All right, let's go to number 2. What do you think kept the calls repeating for so long? I think it's repeating the calls because the wife was looking for her husband, trying to get him back to the house that night. So the reason why the phone calls kept repeating is because she was looking for him. She wanted to know if he was okay, if he could come back in the house so they could have normal afterlife or whatever. But she was looking for him, even though she never found him until the next morning somehow. She never had a chance to tell him that she forgave him when he left the house that winter night in a storm. Perhaps I don't even know what they were arguing about. So do you guys think that this story is related to real life orchard farmers? Let me know what you guys think. Leave me a comment down below right here on live stream, and let me know how you feel about the story. Just give your best opinions, and no one's gonna judge, not even myself or my husband or my little baby kitty. Although my kitty cannot, talk. So I love my cat, but I wish that she could speak like a human. It would be fun if that actually happens. It would be freaky, creepy at the same time, but exciting, funny shit. So my kitty just likes to meow a lot. She can't really talk. She's not a real human, but she is a cat, but I love her very much. So, anyway, I hope you guys got the best ghost story on this live stream. We are doing questions now, so let's continue on. I think that the wife and the husband hopefully found each other again. Perhaps maybe he got stuck somewhere, and this is why he can't get back in the house. His spirit somehow got trapped somewhere, maybe underneath the orchard, somewhere in the shed because of the snowstorm. No wonder why he passed away. Can't get out. That's the reason why they just reunite with each other while they were alive. Apparently, they cannot until Noah helps them. So I think Noah finally found a lot of piece of evidence and the letters. Perhaps Noah was definitely chosen. So he's a lot like others from the past. I mean, if I were Noah, I would definitely help them move on. Trying to reunite them, give them my best answers. There's no right or wrong, but just, give them the right, the best answer, especially with the honest ones. So Noah finally told the woman that he did not mean to leave angry. He wanted to get back in, but he could not. He got stuck somewhere. That's why he's dead. And that's why she was devastated, finding out that her husband died. And somehow maybe her heart was broken. This is why she died. So things happen. It just happens. A lot of married couples, they fight and then they laugh about it. They just forget what they were fighting about and they move on with their days. Like Chris and I, we fight a lot, but we just laugh about it, maybe talk about it, and we just move on. Isn't that right?
Mm-hmm.
My parents did the same thing, but they broke up and they got back together, broke up, got back together until they finally broke up and never went back together. My mom got divorced.
Yeah.
All because of whatever they were arguing about.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, so this happens all the time, especially with the newlyweds.
All right. So what's the next question?
Well, let's go to number 3. Why do old telephones work so well in ghost stories?
Because that could be their main phone line in the spirit world.
I think you might be right, yes. Because it's a piece of history, it's a memory that is trying to resurface, even though that particular house phone connected to a wall is like a part of it.
Mm-hmm.
It wants to connect it somehow again. It wants to be a part of it. It doesn't want to stay buried. So this is why house phones on the walls do resurface only from the spirit world, because they want to find their loved ones and talk to them. So this is why this dead woman who lost her husband through the orchard, they were farmers. Somehow the husband was so pissed off about something and he left so angry through the snowstorm, and somehow he ended up dead, and the wife was heartbroken. So the reason why it was on a repeat is because she was looking for him, but they found him dead the next morning from something. Exposure, whatever the weather was exposed to, somehow killed him. But we'll have to figure it out. Anyway, there's a lot of memories going on in that story. A lot of historical antique phones are part of the history. It's part of our memories. This is why we cannot let go. So, do you guys think Noah did the right thing to tell the woman that her husband never meant to leave? Very angry. He was just so mad about something that he forgot what it was. Even the woman forgot what it was. I mean, we forget what the argument was about. Now, I've forgotten about it, but sometimes I might remember it, but sometimes I forget the next time. All right, let's go to number 4. Would you have gone into the orchard after hearing the woman? Yes, we probably would. I would definitely investigate it, and I would definitely try and get more evidence, read the letters somehow, and get more answers from the dead. Maybe I could ask them what really happened that night in the winter by the orchard. I mean, literally. I would probably try to get more answers from the spirits and see if I can help them move on, help them reunite with each other. Just like other celebrities. I mean, when they passed away, they somehow see their loved ones who died before them decades earlier, and somehow they reunited with each other. Like, say, Abraham Quintanilla and his daughter Selena Quintanilla, they reunited with each other years later in heaven. So they didn't have any fallouts, but Selena Quintanilla, she was killed on March 31st of 1995. So she was killed by someone she knew, that someone else. She literally did not see that coming. I mean, a lot of people die all the time. I think it was Yolanda, whatever her last name was. I think the reason why she killed Selena is because she was afraid of Selena's father, Abraham Quintanilla. She was afraid of her dad, what her dad was going to do. No wonder why she killed Selena. I don't even know what that fuck was about. So, things happen all the time. But with this family, like with this wife and her husband, I don't really know what's going on. This is why they wanted to reunite with each other, is because they missed each other. They forgave each other somehow. This is why they finally went to heaven, hopefully. And everything went back to normal. So let's go to number 5. Okay, guys, we are in 5 minutes. Well, 5 questions left before I sign off, get ready for tomorrow, and finish knitting whatever I'm knitting. Maybe a blanket for my friends or whatever, but maybe I can make another sweater out of it. It could take some time. Usually it takes months. But with sweaters, it takes me like weeks. But depends. All right. What was more unsettling? The impossible phone or the moving light in the trees? Well, I think it's the phone. That's what it means. I mean, if you have some kind of historical, antique, old 1960s house phone on the wall, yeah, it's been disconnected many years ago because it's no longer in the service, like literally in the service, because they decided it wasn't working for them anymore. So this is why. So if you ever hear a phone ringing like that, please don't answer it. It could be something you might unleash from the demonic spirit world. But it was a friendly spirit, might as well do that, but you got to be very careful who you're bringing into your physical world. Like with the Ouija boards, I don't like those. I would never use it. Thank goodness I did not. So, but reading ghost stories, I still do not summon anything. I don't see any spirits coming out of my phone as I'm reading a lot of ghost stories. And you see my husband right here behind me.
Yes.
This is my husband, Chris. He does not believe in shit like that. I never did until I had the experience. And now he believes in it, but because he saw our old neighbor from upstairs.
Yes.
From the Oak Creek apartments where we lived in for only a couple of years. But anyway, I think it's the cell phone. Well, not the cell phone, but the house phone. That unsettles me the most. What unsettles you the most, babe? The phone or the trees?
I'd say the trees.
The creepy orchard trees?
Yes.
Like the lantern moving on its own without a spirit?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, I think it's the phone. creepy old antique historical phone on the wall. Let's go to number 6. Do you think Noah actually resolved the haunting? Yes, he did. He found a way to reunite the wife and her husband without meddling with their lives. So, yes. I mean, if Noah would meddle, he would probably ruining other weird shit, like messing with the spirits, unleashing some kind of demonic thing. But he did not. What I think he did was help the spirits reunite with each other, get some evidence, talk to people, got a clear story. So he helped a dead woman and a dead man reunite with each other so he could not get the phones ringing constantly because it would annoy him. But he kept the phone on the wall as a souvenir, even though it never worked again. He's never going to use it anyway. He has a cell phone that he can use, perhaps. All right, let's go to number 7. Why are unfinished arguments such powerful emotional anchors? Well, the reason why is because they are a part of us. The arguments are always a part of us because we have our emotions, okay? We are always emotional. Like, say, I'm mad because my husband did something stupid. He said he didn't do anything wrong. We always argue because it's part of our memories, okay? It's what we do. It's who we are. We cannot just stop doing shit like that and just do something else, kind of like robots. But see, robots do not have emotions. They can't argue with anyone because they're machines. They were created by human beings. But we are human beings. We are flesh and blood. We've got everything. We got our emotions. We got everything that we need. So we just arguments, we say something and we move on, or whatever we do. Our bodies have a lot of emotions, right? It's a part of us. We have the heart that beats, that keeps us alive. So we are extremely emotional. It's a part of us. We can't ignore it. Sometimes we can, but mostly we keep it to ourselves. I mean, I am emotional. I'm very sensitive. Like if I see some sad movies, I would be very sad about it. Like true stories, like real life stories that actually happened many years ago. Just like, a movie that I have watched called The Titanic. The movie was based on real Titanic. What happened 100 years ago when everyone fell into the deep, cold, sharp sea, like in the ocean, because the ship hit the iceberg and people were so emotional. They're scared. They don't know what to do. They're trying to figure out what's going on. They're confused, that sort of thing. But we have a lot of emotions. That's just how we express ourselves. When we yell, we toss and turn, or whatever what we're doing. But emotions are a part of us. That's what makes us humans, including the ghosts. Spirits have a lot of emotions. They can't control it, but sometimes they can. It's the power. The power comes from our emotions. and we have to keep it controlled. So it is what it is. Let's go to number 8. Phone on the wall afterward. Well, yeah, probably I might. But if I ever wanted something different, I would have just ripped it out of the wall and put something new, like pictures or anything else that we need, like a surfboard or whatever. Or just something cool you might like. It might be just decorative. Well, but if I were Noah, I might probably keep the old house phone on the wall, like the 1940s or 50s version of the house phone, because cell phones were not invented yet. Sorry about that. I got sneezies. Sorry about that. If I had a Kleenex on me right here on the desk, I would have used it. But I don't have it, but that's fine. So if I were Noah, I would definitely keep the house phone from 1950s or 60s or whatever. I would probably keep it as a souvenir, maybe. But they're part of the history of the house. I probably would. All right, let's go to number 9. We're almost done here. Can a message delivered decades late still matter? Of course they can. Yes, they can. They can, like, say whatever they needed to say, and you're like the anchor. Let's say you have the ability to see ghosts and hear their voices, and you could, like, literally see it very clearly instead of blurry outlined ghost. The message can actually be delivered. I mean, you can pass it on if you, like, wanted to reach someone that is still alive. I probably would, yes. Any message that comes from the past, like 60 years in the past, maybe something like that. But of course it can. But it does matter. No matter who the message comes from, no matter what era your family lived in the past, your messages can actually be reached. So, okay, guys, we got one more question before I sign off. If you could pass along one final sentence between two people from the past, would you?
Yes.
Of course we all would. I would definitely give my final sentence. Here's what my final sentence. I love you, and I think we should stay together for all eternity.
I think we should be sealed forever.
That's the final sentence. And yes, of course. So Chris and I, we have all eternity. Our final sentence would be like, I love you, and make sure our child is taken care of.
Perfect.
That's exactly what it is. So that's our final sentence. Okay, guys, we are out of time. So thank you guys for listening, and it's been about 59 minutes now. So now we are in 1 hour. So I just want to say thank you for listening, and it's been a great pleasure of doing my podcast here for all of you. And tomorrow we'll be doing new episodes. Here's the episode that's coming up tomorrow night. It is called The Last Booth at Rosie's. This is the new story. We'll be doing episode 160. So, it is 6 minutes after 9 o'clock tonight. My kitty just wants to take my chair away from me as soon as I stand up and walk out towards the living room. So, without any further ado, thank you guys for watching and have a great night. Stay safe and stay spooky. Just have fun. Have a great summer. And don't forget to click like, share, and subscribe to Ghosting with Anya. I'm your host, Anya Smith. Also, my husband, Chris. Our daughter, a little kitty, Tally Cat. So have a wonderful day or night. May God bless you, and we'll see you all tomorrow night, episode 160. Thank you guys, and we'll see you all tomorrow. And make sure you guys keep your rooms taken good care of. Like, make sure that you don't mess with all the spirits and shit. Don't contact anything that's demonic. It could create anything paranormal, like anything bad. Let the professionals take over. So, but yeah, if you have any stories that would like to be written or something like that, or read, let me know in the comments down below what you guys think about this story. If you like this story, let me know in the comments. I will be doing this story every night, like always. I've been actually doing this the whole year. I was at my friend's house for a while, but now I can do this at home every night. So we are in 1 hour and 2 minutes. So anyway, have a wonderful night and stay safe. And good night. May God bless. And please click like, share, and subscribe. And we'll see you all tomorrow on Ghosting with Anya, episode 160. The Last Booth at Rosie's. That's the new story. Thank you guys, and good night. Bye.